She is no stranger to the Ardyss family. She is no stranger to the morning call. She is a genuine person, an awesome woman of God. She is Ardyss proud and Ardyss champion, and she is Ardyss committed. She walks and talks with power. She leads with power. She has an awesome call on Friday nights. I've been able to be on that call every Friday night. And every Friday night, I learn something different. She is a mother and a grandmother, an Ardyss leader, and her motto always is, I am willing. I am willing. And so without further ado, I'd like to introduce this awesome leader from Maryland, Kendra Carter. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so very much, Candy. I really appreciate that introduction. Thank you, Queen Victoria, for our product of the day and our declaration. I appreciate all the work that you guys do. And I am grateful and thankful for you allowing me to share my testimony, my Ardyss story this morning on the morning call. Many of you may know that I have two major diseases. The first disease was diagnosed in 2001, and that disease is a neuromuscular disease, and it's called limb-girdle muscular dystrophy. The subtype is 2B. With that type of muscular dystrophy, it's a progressive disease. So when I was diagnosed, I was working, I was in graduate school, I was taking care of my family, I was able to walk and drive, and I was the super mom, the super woman, doing it all. Over the years, it has progressed to where I am now wheelchair bound, bed bound, and I can't move my legs at all. They can be moved. I have feeling throughout my body, but my upper arms and shoulders are very weak. Most of the muscles have died. And I have progressed to a stage where I need care, and I need people to bathe me and, help prepare my meals and help me to get dressed and get in my wheelchair. But that has happened later on within the last 4 to 5 years. It's gotten worse. But I was able to live a full young life and a full life in my early 20s. I retired from my career as a social worker at the age of 31 because of this disease. And in 2010, I had a friend who had purchased Body Magic and some Red Levies from her hairdresser. And she told me about it, but I wasn't really paying her too much attention about that. But when she came to see me, and I'm like, what have you done to yourself? She was lifted and gifted in all the right places. You guys know what the Body Magic does. And she told me about this juice that I could drink that is supposed to increase my energy. Because with the muscular dystrophy, I suffer from severe fatigue. I would sleep 10 to 12 hours during the night and still need a nap during the day. Any excessive activities will cause me to become extremely tired. And at the time that she brought me the Red Levies, that was in August of 2010. I was malnourished. I was taking prescription drugs for high cholesterol and allergies. And I also, like I said, suffer from that severe fatigue. So I started drinking the Red Levies. And immediately, within a day or two, I noticed a difference. I was able to get up, get out of bed, transfer myself into my wheelchair. At that time, I could still stand. So I would stand and pivot, get in the wheelchair, and, get washed up, get cleaned up, dress myself. And I wasn't feeling like after I did all of that, I needed to take a nap. Thank goodness. So I kept drinking the Red Levies. But that day that she came with Magic on, my brain said, the Jane, what? What is this? She had enrolled as a business builder. She had no idea what the name of the company was or anything. But I said, what is it? And I went into the office and I found it. I said, this is awesome. If they can make you look like that, then this is something that we probably need to do. I've always had the entrepreneurial spirit and have always been a strong, outgoing go-getter. And anything that I've ever wanted, thank God, He has blessed me with it. And so that was our quest. And we started off in August of 2010. And by using the Red Levee first and then adding the Multi-Plus, I was feeling so much better. My energy increased. I no longer was malnourished. I didn't have to take prescription drugs for high cholesterol. And I got off all of my prescription allergy medicines, which I was taking 3 prescription allergy medicines. And so the product helped me that much in a short amount of time. I felt the difference with the Multi-Plus immediately. And when it was time for me to go back for my 3-month checkup to my doctor, he was like, you're doing good, and your blood pressure is even better. I don't want to take you off the medication because of, your limited mobility, but you're doing good. So we just started working this Ardyss business. We started having home parties and going out and sending out and calling, and we were very successful in the beginning. As time went on, my body started to get weaker. I was able to attend the last extravaganza in 2013 and the one prior in 2012. But the summer of 2013, I started feeling bad, and I didn't know what it was. Regardless of, increasing the products that I was taking, I started doing the NutriShake. I had a way of making my NutriShake in my water bottle. I would drink half the water out of the bottle, scoop and put the NutriShake in there, add cran aloe, add Red Levee, add Multi-Plus, and shake it up. Sometimes I would add some coffee to it too. At that time we had we had just gotten the De Leon Cafe cappuccinos and coffee, so I would add something to it if I felt like a little chocolatey taste, and I would shake it up, and that was breakfast. And sometimes I would have one for lunch, and a lot of times I would end up having one for dinner because I was so tired that I couldn't complete any major task. And the reason I was so tired, and the reason I was having headaches, and I was nauseous for a long time. I was missing time. We found out in February of 2014 that I had stage 4 glioblastoma brain cancer, which is the killer cancer, the monster is what they call it. And I believe that it took so long for them to figure out that I had this cancer was because my body was healthy from taking these Ardyss products. You see, I was experiencing all of the symptoms that is on the checklist for glioblastoma stage 4 brain cancer. My doctors knew about it. We all just thought that it was the progression of my muscular dystrophy, that it was just progressing at a rapid pace. And I was having seizures from that summer of 2013 straight through February of 2014, and I didn't know it. I would get pain in my right arm, and my hand would start to shake uncontrollably. I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was, my nerves or something because of the limb-girdle muscular dystrophy. And my doctor thought the same thing. So it wasn't that I wasn't taking care of myself, but they would go and they would come, and they would go and they would come. But I do believe, and my doctors believed, because they didn't understand how I was able to go so long and not experience severe seizures. I was having full-blown seizures where I was missing days at a time. People would say, Kendra, I have to talk to you in 2 weeks. And I'm like, I just talked to you yesterday. It was so bad that my daughter told me we would talk on the phone and I would be texting her our conversation at the same time. I was working an eBay business along with my Ardyss business, and I was sending out orders to people who hadn't ordered anything. Losing money, and I had no recollection of it. I thought it was because I was so tired. So I increased my levies, started taking a midday nap so that I could do and promote both of my businesses. But that wasn't the issue. The issue was I had this full-blown cancer in my brain. And you may say, you have brain cancer? Yes, I do. And they took out the tumor, and I still had some in there. It was like in the shape of a comet, where they were able to take 3/4 out of the cancer out of my brain in March of 2014. And I stayed on my Ardyss product while I was doing the treatment. I used the Multi-Plus, and I drank the Levy. Those were the 2 products that I used while I was going through radiation and chemo. I had to do 30 days of radiation and 30 days of chemotherapy consecutively last summer. As of today, I still have that little bit of cancer left in my brain, but it is not fully affecting me. It's not actively growing. I don't have any new tumors. I can, as you can see, speak. I do have a little bit problems with reading and retaining information. I do have some issues with the numbers. However, I am living the best life that I can live. Right now, I usually drink either weight loss cappuccino, I take the collagen cappuccino, Multi-Plus, red leaves and green leaves, crab aloe, fiber balance. Also take the memory charge, which has been a great help. Thank you, Queen Victoria. And I also take Ring 29 and Pure Noni on a daily basis. I do NutriShake. I usually mix my NutriShake with half of a boost or something like that because I need the extra protein because of my muscular dystrophy. And I add all of those products to it. But throughout the day, I have a bottle of water, which is a 22-ounce bottle of water. And I also have a 22-ounce bottle of water that I have granello, red leaves. I put the Multi-Plus in there and fiber balance as well as my memory charge. And I, drink both of those throughout the day. And I am feeling good. I went to the doctor's last week, and he was impressed with my health. And I do want to share this with you. This is very personal, but I want to share it with you. Back in 1998, that's when I first was diagnosed with having elevated blood pressure. I was 135 pounds, in my late 20s, and they put me on this particular blood pressure medication. Today, I am 285 pounds, immobile, and I am still on the same blood pressure medication. I don't have diabetes. I don't have pre-diabetes. The only thing that is wrong with me is this limb-girdle muscular dystrophy and this brain cancer. And I would keep the brain cancer and give away the limb-girdle muscular dystrophy only because it's taking so much of my physical abilities away. But I am grateful to God every day for my friend who introduced me to Ardyss. I'm grateful for Ardyss and how all of the products have improved the quality of my life. And so I just want share with you that despite my many difficulties and physical limitations, I don't allow myself to get down or have that why me attitude. I am blessed. I'm blessed to help others live their best life, and I am a survivor. I've always been a survivor. I've always been a strong person. I don't know how to stop. I don't know how not to do it. I'm going to figure it out. And at this day, today, I'm living my best life one day at a time. I've also been asked to share with you guys this morning about social media. So here we go. I think you should get out. Make sure you're ready to